So a few months ago, it actually leaked that Reebok was going to release a Jurassic Park inspired shoe, the Fury Pump, kind of designed after the Ford Explorer in the film. Now, the date for that kept getting pushed back, and it was only because I guess they had a larger collaboration in mind with Jurassic Park. So a few weeks ago, they actually unveiled the entire line, some of which you see here. And I am missing one pair. I'm waiting on the Fury Pumps, the first one that leaked. But hopefully you guys stick around and let me know what you guys think of these awesome shoes. Alright guys, so the first shoe we're going to take a look at is the Omni Pump 2. This one is inspired by the Dilophosaurus. So you can see it comes with a really cool Barbasol can themed box. And neat little aspect about this packaging is it has a slip cover which, like the can, unveils the dinosaur embryos. I'll toss that to the side. So I'm going to stand up here, guys. I'm going to move pretty quickly. There are probably a ton of these unboxing videos on these Reebok shoes, so I have a lot to go through, so I just want to kind of move along pretty fast. So, normal flip top. Again, these are size 10.5. This is what I wear. Let's see, little foam cover there. So yeah, here they are. Let me get them out of the box. I'll move the box out of the way so we can take a look at these guys. So, I normally don't buy shoes like this. Whoa, check these out. So this is my first time seeing them too. I have not opened them before recording this. Check that out, guys. How awesome is that? Let's move this guy. Let's get the other one in the box. So normally I don't spend very much on tennis shoes or sneakers. I don't collect them, as you can see behind me. And if you've seen any of my other videos, I do collect a lot of high-end Jurassic Park collectibles. But with this collaboration, I definitely couldn't pass them up. I didn't initially plan to get many of these, but as they went on sale and I saw there were some available when I checked, I had to jump on them. So let's take a look at these guys. So, kind of looks kind of like the Explorer versions of the Fury pumps that they also came out with. You have the yellow kind of fading into green here, kind of matching the Dilophosaurus colors. I love what they did with the top of the tongue here. Kind of gave it the frills of the Dilophosaurus right next to the pump button. That's pretty cool. I do remember as a kid having pumps and being addicted to pushing this button, filling it up, and then just releasing that air. I don't think you can hear that on this video. But awesome shoes. I've never owned a pair of these Omni style pumps, but check out the color on these guys. So yeah, I don't know if I'm actually going to be wearing these. Maybe for special events or get-togethers that are Jurassic Park related, I might bust these out. But these are really awesome. These were the only ones I was going to get initially before deciding to get a few of the others. Let's take a look at these insoles. So a lot of the detail you see is like kind of very minimal. The tongue here is kind of like, it looks like a leather pattern, kind of the same pattern you would see on the frill of the dinosaur. These laces, I really love what they did with these like kind of dark forest green, bluish color laces. Kind of matches the color of the Sahara seats on my Jeep. And this is what they did with the insoles, which is really cool. I really appreciate what Reebok did with these shoes, adding lots of little details that most hardcore fans would get. It's kind of hard to get this one out. They didn't kind of skimp on designing these things. Just kind of plastered the Jurassic Park logo. So yeah, check these out. Check out how awesome that is. Imagine that thing looking right at you. But yeah, these are the Omni Pump 2s by Reebok. It's funny, most people like freak out about getting creases on their shoes. There's like a big crease already in there. Yeah, I'm stoked to have these. Love the pink interior. Total 90s vibe to these shoes. So let's take a look at some of the other ones now. Alright guys, so this is pair number 2. And while it comes in the same style box, if you notice, it is a bit smaller. Now the reason these also come in a Barbasol inspired can is these are the Dennis Nedry inspired Reeboks that have a lot of little details that relate to Dennis Nedry and his espionage he did at Isla Nublar in Jurassic Park. So let's open these up. Again, guys, I haven't opened these, so bear with me. Let's see. Okay, so these don't have the same foam that the Omni Pumps 2 has. Let's get these out. Again, that's all that's in there. Just kind of slide in there. Move that out of the way. Take a look at these guys. So I actually wanted to get a pair of these for my wife, and while I was on the website very early, these unfortunately sold out in her size. So I figured since they were still available in my size, I'd pick them up for myself. I normally wouldn't buy shoes that have flowers on them. These are special flowers. So yeah, let's talk about that. These are the Club C shoes by Reebok, I guess, just redesigned. And all right, guys, sorry, my daughter woke up from her nap, so I had to go take her to her mom. So the flowers seen here on the side, these little details, are from his Hawaiian shirt from the scene where he meets Dotson, where they plan to steal the dinosaur embryos from the park in the Barbasol canister. And this zebra pattern on the heel, only more hardcore fans would recognize as the wallpaper image of the vintage pinup girl on his computer in the control room. Now this, the yellow, I'm assuming, is his yellow raincoat that he has on when he crashes in the rain and runs into the Dilophosaurus, which you see some of the venom spit there, which is really cool. And one of the things they did on these is some of the details they only put on one shoe, or certain shoes have one detail while the other shoe has another part of the detail. So you can see this one's clean, kind of a before and after before he gets attacked. Yeah, not too much going on these. These are a little more minimal as far as the style. Easier to wear, I think, and pair up with stuff. Let's take a look at the insoles on these. All right. So this is more of theme, his computer desk. These are kind of stuck in there. Probably have trouble getting them back out. So yeah, in one of the insoles here, you can see you got his Bug Out Bob, which is his little stress squeeze toy that you see Dennis Nedry with. The execute button, which starts the whole fiasco with the park running out of power and dinosaurs running loose. You got his name badge there from the park, and all his snacks, coffee mug, and just his pile of shit, or pigsty, whatever Arnold calls it in that scene. Let's see. Okay, so while this scene is the control room scene details right here on his desk, this side of the insole is the Dominican diner that he's eating at. There's a piece of cherry pie that he puts, you'd think that's whipped cream, but that's Barbasol shaving cream on there, and a couple $100 bills with the Nedry face. So these are a lot more casual than most of the rest of the shoes in the line, and definitely ones that I'll probably be wearing more often. Very understated, yet if you're a big fan of Jurassic Park, you'll recognize these details right away. Really cool shoe to have. Glad I got them in my size after all. Alright guys, so this pair was actually the last pair I ordered. It wasn't one I was going to get, but I hadn't seen the packaging on this one, and once I did, that kind of pushed me over the edge. But how awesome is this? This is the raptor cage you see when the movie first opens up, when they're transporting the big one, or the clever girl, to her raptor pen on Isla Nublar. This thing is awesome. Again, Reebok really paid attention to a lot of the small details in the films and made things that hardcore fans would really enjoy. Again, I'm a fan of Jurassic Park, not necessarily shoes. In fact, not really at all shoes. But I had to jump on these, and I appreciate every little bit of detail that they put into these. So now one thing I find strange is maybe they did it to reference Reebok, maybe they did it because they couldn't use InGen, but on the box here, instead of InGen, it says Inbok, we make your future, which is InGen's tagline. So property of International Genetics Technology, Site A, Reebok Division, 25 Paddock Avenue, Isla Nublar, Costa Rica. That's what it says there on the top of the box. And so let's open these up. This is probably some of the more creative packaging I've seen. I feel like this design will go by a lot of people's heads or over their heads. And so that's, all right. Let me stand up to get these out. So again, nothing special inside, just the standard paper wrap. And I figure these are some that I can probably wear to match up with some little Velcro tags. When I'm wearing black, all black, kind of like how I'm dressed now. And now these have these cool Velcro covers on them. So these are supposed to be the engine security shoes. The cool part about these, other than it has this big Velcro strap here, which is kind of how you tighten them. They're kind of slip-ons, and you kind of just adjust the tightness there, is this patch right here, this, again, Reebok security, is removable. And they do include a lot of other ones that you can put on there, depending on what you want it to say or your mood. And also this strap here that has the Reebok logo, let me open it up. If you take a look on the inside, "We make your future," the InGen tagline. It's pretty cool. And also on the top of the tongue, you got a nice Jurassic Park logo. And another feature I really liked when I saw these that kind of made me decide to get them was this kind of caution tape on the back. I didn't see what this said. "A shoe 65 million years in the making, engineered by Reebok for international genetic technologies, authorized for wear by InGen personnel only." So they do go ahead and use the InGen name there. So it was just a marketing decision to put Reebok. And these don't have any special insole. You can't probably see it, but I'm not going to take it out on these. Pretty much just say property of international genetic technologies. Pretty basic. There is a little Jurassic emblem on the back. It's probably pretty hard to see on camera. And also you have this kind of CPU in kind of like a bronze color here. It says spec. I can't see what that says. Really hard to read. Just a few letters. Bottom, pretty plain. They've used this type of shoe for other collaborations. I do remember seeing an Aliens themed shoe in this model. But again, I'm just a big Jurassic Park fan, and that's really all I collect and focus on. Let's take a look at these little Velcro patches, see what else we can put on there. All right, so there's three. You got the Reebok ACU, which is the asset containment unit from Jurassic World. You have the Reebok Handler, which is, I'm guessing, a dinosaur handler, and the Reebok Ranger. Now, one that I don't see in here that is kind of a bummer, if you look on their marketing photos, this shoe actually had a red Jurassic Park Velcro patch that was seen in those photos, and that's kind of the one I wanted to roll with on these shoes, but I guess they decided not to include that one after all. But yeah, these are really cool. I can probably pair these with something like I'm wearing now and wear them out in public without getting too many stares. They're not too colorful. They're pretty minimal as far as the style's concerned, and yeah, I'm glad I got them. Pretty cool. These are still available as of right now on Reebok site, so check them out. Let's take a look at another pair. Alright guys, so this next pair was actually the first pair to sell out on Reebok's website. It is the only pair my wife really wanted, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get it in her size. So this is the Mr. DNA shoe, which comes in a standard shoe box, though it's designed like a piece of amber, and you can see the shoe kind of floating in there. Really cool design, kind of on both sides, top to bottom, and there's actually a mosquito in there too, so maybe some Reebok DNA in there. So these are really cool. These were some of the ones that she really liked, and unfortunately they sold out really quick. Now a lot of people rush to get the Furies and the Omni 2 pumps, and those are actually still available on the site as we speak. I'm making this video about 4 or 5 days after the shoes went on sale, and I'm guessing Reebok knew everybody would go for those pumps, so they made quite a bit more of those and only a limited amount of these Mr. DNA. So as you can see here guys, these are pretty awesome. They incorporate a lot of the Mr. DNA color scheme. You got the the teal and the magenta there, and little bits of yellow here and there. I do like what they did with the bottom. That's the back of the Brachiosaurus in the little cartoon clip Hammond plays for the guests at the park. And also you have some of the DNA code where they spliced in frog DNA. And on one of the shoes you have Mr. DNA himself, his face. And I like what they did with these little lace holes here. They kind of made it like his hands. Kind of looks like you're wearing Mr. DNA himself. Another detail that's hard to notice in photos is some of the DNA code here in this little plastic area of the shoe. Again, really cool color scheme. These really kind of stood out to my wife, and she really wanted to get them. Love what they did with it. Sole, the bottom of the shoe on this one, the sole of the shoe is kind of like a clear, like rubber you can see through. And this is the same style as the Nedry shoes, I believe. They are the Club C's, if I'm not mistaken. But these are, I think, a little more out there as far as design. But I think it works. It's really cool. And these also have a detailed interior tongue, if I can get that out. All right, there we go. So this is the little cartoon clip that plays at the beginning of the film when they're on their visitor center tour. So, well, actually this one isn't. This one's pretty cool. Actually, this one's cool too. Look at what Reebok did. They took what we knew from the film and they kind of made it their own. It's really awesome. In fact, I'll have to go back. I never noticed that. So right here in that scene where the miners are digging through the ground to get to the amber, I'll have to check the film, but here on the insole, it kind of spells out a J and a P. I don't think that was in the movie, unless I just never noticed that little Easter egg. And this one's pretty cool. It actually shows the the amber, how it starts, them extracting the blood, adding some frog DNA, getting the code for a Reebok wearing Apatosaurus or Brachiosaurus, whatever it is there. It's pretty funny. Very clever, Reebok. Very clever. Clever company. So, yeah, I love these. Unfortunately, they're not my size and they're not my wife's size. So I am going to try to hunt her down a size 8 in women's, 6.5 in men's. Because, again, this was the only pair she actually wanted. And I want to be a good husband and get her what she wanted, since I treated myself to about 5 pairs of shoes that I probably won't even wear. All right, guys, let's take a look at the last few shoes I got and finish up there. All right, guys, so these are the last few shoes that we picked up on the launch day for these Reebok and Jurassic Park collaboration. And this was a set for the family. There are no shoes in my size here. I decided to go ahead and get my wife and my daughter some shoes that would match. And I may still pick some of these up for myself as they're still available on the site. But let's get started. We have the Grant shoes, which are some of the less detail-heavy shoes in the whole line. They come in a standard black box with the kind of teaser poster image there. A collection 65 years in the making is what it says. Let's see. Take a look at these guys. All right. Very cool. Kind of my wife's style. She loves this kind of a brown mustard kind of style. She likes to wear a lot, so kind of right up her alley. Lame joke. So these are the Grant shoes. Sorry. And let me move these back. These are the shoes designed after Alan Grant, and there's not much to them. You'd never really know they were Alan Grant shoes unless you were kind of told they were Alan Grant shoes. So the only real distinctive feature you can see is the red bandana on the inner part of the shoe. That's actually pretty cool. Has a nice JP logo right there on the back. It's a really cool, like, light brown mustard kind of suede feel here with some light blue accents. Now the Reebok logo does appear to be slashed in half. Can only imagine a Raptor did that. And let's see, you do have the Jurassic Park logo there in the suede. So these are my wife's size, by the way, 6.5 in men, which equals 8 in women. And looks like Grant was on a dig site because you have a fossilized raptor claw there. And yeah, not much to these guys, but they are pretty neat. So in this one I won't take it out, but you can see there it is the Jurassic Park logo, if you can see there. And so yeah, she'll be happy with these. These are things that she'll probably wear out regularly, as long as they match with what she's wearing. Let me toss these to the side. And I also picked some up because I figured it'd be pretty cute for my daughters to have the same matching shoes. This is for my 1.5-year-old, and actually a little different. So the regular adult ones just come with this kind of like beige bottom, and I guess the toddler ones come with a light blue. Pretty cute. So there you go. They can match together. And I won't get too crazy with this next box because it should be more of the same. Oh no, that's wrong one. So this one is for my 3-year-old. And again, same thing. One thing to note is the kids ones actually come with the little raptor eye on the tongue, which is pretty neat. And here, I gotta take this out if I can. Nope. Oh well. Well, if you can see in there, guys, it comes with a little raptor hatchling coming out of the egg. Pretty neat. And also some kind of like leather accents on the shoe and on the front of the shoe here that the adult ones don't. So you can kind of see there if you look closely. Yeah, but the color's pretty much the same. And I also got my 3-year-old one more pair of shoes that neither of us got. Again, the same box. And it is these here, these red Jurassic Park Sunset Horizon shoes. So pretty straightforward, just a red shoe, has a T-Rex footprint there, Jurassic Park logo. These they only made in kid sizes, so I wanted to pick them up for her. These are pretty cute. The yellow bottom, Jurassic Park logo again, and I think she'll like these. I think my wife will have fun matching these with some of her clothes. And I actually think I have one more pair coming up the stairs right now that came a day late. So let me get those from the FedEx guy, and we can show them to you now. So it was FedEx outside with my shoes, but I decided to open them up a little bit later. So these are the Instapump Furies, which are closely modeled after the Kenner dinosaur line from 1993. This box more closely resembles the young T-Rex action figure from that line. And I have to say, hands down, this is the best box art on any of the shoes Reebok released. And it's actually what pushed me over the edge to order these, as these were initially my least favorite of the whole line. But having them here in person and seeing all the details they put into it, they're actually my favorite now. It's kind of a funny twist of events. So here are the shoes. You can see right away, just like the Omni Pump 2s, they're extremely colorful, extremely vibrant, and just beautiful in person. And as of filming this video, these shoes are still available on Reebok's website, as it seems they took into account these might be some of the more popular pairs available. So there's a look, guys, at my Reebok Jurassic Park shoe haul. Let me know what you guys think, which ones are your favorite. Did you guys pick any of these up, or are you guys going to be on the hunt for any of these in the future? And from a person who spent his entire youth in the 90s, it's great to see the Jurassic Park license healthy and thriving. Thanks for watching, guys.